I'm just going to walk through an app that we did for XP Power. It's a public facing app. It's available for free on the Apple App Store and on Google Play for Android devices. Basically takes both their range of standard products, and there are several thousand of those, plus their configurable products, and there's millions of combinations of configurable ones, and puts them into an app that can be used by their customers, distributors, channel partners, and indeed their salespeople. I'll just walk through firstly the standard product section of it and show you how it operates. All the while, as I'm using this, one of the things to highlight is that this is very much a business-to-business tool. It's for use in the field by various people that are going to use it, buyers and salespeople, distributors. At the back end, we're tracking everything, so we or XP in this case know who's using this tool, and the idea being that if someone's using an app like this, they have high intent of buying, and they are looking at a particular product, and they're a very solid sales lead, and they're maybe early on in their sales cycle. So to look at the standard products, we just have a look. They have three main types of standard products: AC/DC power supplies, DC/DC converters, and LED drivers. There's also an option to select by application. All of these are auto-configured categories that are tied into the product data. So I'll just click on the AC/DC power supplies, and again I've other further options by power, by mechanical form factor, so on. I'll just keep going. Again, look at all AC/DC power supplies. So here there's 1,254 matches of parts. You can see them here. All look very similar, and one of the things that we do really well is that we take a concept of filtering. So we filter based on attributes that are in the specifications of those products. Let's just look at a couple of filters first. Let's focus on an output voltage because that's an important one. I'm just going to pick, you can go down through here, but let's pick 3.3 volts. There's 51 of those parts. I'll just pick 3.3 volts. And if I apply the filters, then you can see that 51 parts match. Change the filters again. I say, you know what, a second output. I'm going to pick a 5-volt output. Again, apply the filters I wish. There's 11 parts that match. Change the filters and look down through this and see a power range. So it's a low power, let's say 50-watt device I'm looking for. And here you are. I'm down to one particular part. I click on that particular part. There's a lot of things I can do. I can look for more details, which goes straight through to a data sheet. I can check stock, so stock check with their distributor, so I can guide them to actually where to buy the part. They can also add it to a bill of materials, or they can actually email the content to themselves. So in this case, I'm just going to add it to a bill of materials, add it to bill of materials 2, get an alert that this particular part has been added to my bill of materials, press OK. If I click on bill of materials, then you can see that there's the various parts that I'm looking at. If I wish, I can add those on the bill of materials. I'm able to actually email that content to a customer or to a buyer or even to myself. Again, all of this information is being tracked with our analytics platform in the background. So if we just go back a little bit to concentrate on the configurable parts, as I said, this configurator is pretty complex in terms of A, it's a small screen, and B, there's literally millions of configurations possible. Click on this configurable products, and I come up with a screen which looks like this, and so I get to choose a chassis. So the whole tool operates on the basis of there's a chassis, there's a thing, a compartment in which modules are placed. And so I'm going to just pick a chassis, and you can see in this case I've got the default is a industrial chassis with operation in 115-volt or 230-volt environments. Let's say I just want something for the European market, and I'll just pick 230 volts here, and I'll press OK. So that's my chassis picked. Then I start picking output voltages, and these are the modules that get put in, and there's limitations on this, and that's built into the logic of the actual app. Let's pick a 24-volt output module, and I'm going to put in a current, and let's say I want to put 25 amps in there, and that's that first one. And let's say I want to add a second one, and the second one would be let's just do 42 volts. Okay, and I'm going to put 10 amps in there, and so on and so forth. I can add as many as I wish at that point in time. I'll just leave it at those two. I can click on the options. Let's say I want to make sure the DC is okay and the AC is okay. Just click on those and okay. And so that's what the option is. I have selected an input voltage, a variety of different output voltage modules, and some options. I can reset at this point, or I can keep going. And in this case, I'm just going to generate the part number. And in this case, I get an alert telling me that there's other options available. I'm just going to OK that. And here's the part number. So the part number was created was X9-4P and so on. It gives me the total details, the total power, the details behind it. And we can just flick over here and you can see beyond the fold on the right hand side of the screen, you can see that there's some more information. So it's a 12 watt unit. It's a 1100 watt industrial X9 flex power unit. Has different output modules in place, a 4P on the left hand side and a 3V and a 3V, and that creates the part number and so on. Again, I can email that information to myself if I so desire. So that's a quick overview of a very, a business-to-business focused app. It basically presents all of this company's product information, both their standard and configurable products. It does it online on iPad. In this case, I'm just showing you the iPhone version. And you can see it's really easy to use. It's very quick to use. It gets auto updated when there's a new version of the app. The content can be managed directly by XP themselves really easily, and the analytics at the back end is always tracking who's using it, what's using it, and ultimately XP are using that to generate sales leads and field their to send sales leads into their sales team so that they can follow up. And again, context is very important. These are high intent sales leads. That's the context. Anybody who's looking at this app, who's loaded in the first place, is interested in XP, and anybody who's selecting or configuring products with the app are very interested in their product range.